What's up, guys? Back here with Fantasy Fishing Edge for the Champlain event. Looking back at the last tournament. Oh, what the? Guess not. Guess we're not looking back. But I went from like 83.4 to 83.9%. So I pretty much held steady with my team last week. A couple of those anglers like Zaldane really hurt me. Seth Fighter had a great first day, but kind of slid back. Same with Edwin Evers. So obviously KVD got his 24th win. So moving on to Champlain, we got Champlain and St. Clair left, and then we go to the AOI. So there's really, I think, only 2 events left for Fantasy Fishing to make your move to win some prizes. So let's finish strong here. So bucket E. Oh, before we jump into the buckets, let's do kind of our social media check here. I have kind of a picture here pulled out from Team Lintner. Looks like he put in, got dropped off, had some bad weather and rain, and he needed some warmer, drier clothes, and change locations after his morning start of practice. Here's a little update video from Chad Pipkens.
Well, I sure wish it would be windy, then the fish would really, really turn on. If we just had a little wind and maybe some rain. Maybe it'll happen.
So there you can see the weather and the forecast. Not really anything fishing here, but here's Kelly J's post showing a Walmart truck on a ferry on Champlain. I thought that was kind of interesting. And let's watch this update video from Skylar Hamilton. So I haven't even watched this yet. But he's on Champlain. Here's his update video.
Hey guys, we're here on the world famous Lake Champlain in New York. Splits New York, and I can't even say it. I'm gonna start talking like these people up here if I keep staying up here long. It's a balmy 57 and steadily lowering. Weatherman says it's supposed to blow out of the southeast. It's blowing directly out of the northwest. Really can't get more on than that. I have fun though. There's a lot of fish in this lake. It's a fun place to come out to, and I'm freezing to death. Thank God Christiana packed my warm clothes because I wouldn't have had a pair of shoes. I've got a pair of shoes on, but I ain't got no socks, so that's okay. But not to mention it's the monsoon season. Finally quit raining enough to pick up the camera. Oh, gotta go find some more fish, hopefully dry out. I've got every pair of clothes I got packed on. Right now I'm still freezing cold. I'm gonna have to wear my gloves tomorrow. See y'all.
Alright, there you go. So there's kind of our social media check-in. Let's get into bucket E. So there, Skylar Hamilton is there. He said he's finding some fish. Well, maybe he's not. I thought he was. Maybe he's in bucket D. Anyways, so I think Takahiro is a decent option. He's highly owned. He's had some success in the past. There's Skylar Hamilton. But I think Gerald Sporer has had some luck in some open events. Zaldane, Niggemeyer, Chris Lane, I think Chris Lane could maybe get out of his funk. This is the kind of place he could catch him. But the guy that has like the most experience here through FLW and other tournaments is Chad Grigsby. His average finish is only 54th in those 13 events, but a lot of those are full field Costa, Bass Open, and FLW Tour events where a 30, 40, 50th place finish still gets you a check and is still pretty solid. So for bucket E, I think that's pretty good value. He had a pretty bad tournament at Thousand Islands, but he's got a lot more experience here. I look for him to rebound this week. Going on to bucket D. Kind of the same thing. Going with the ex-FLWers here. Koby Krieger has a similar thing where he's got a lot of experience on this. But his average finish is about 38th in 15 events here. So a lot of success. He's probably got some, solid 20, 30, 40th, 50th place finishes that were checks in bigger fields to kind of weigh that down. As far as guys that have done well in Elite Series events, Jared Littner and Stephen Browning are both very solid. Boyd Duckett, and then Chad Pipkens has been up and down. I'm guessing that's based on the quality of the smallmouth bite. I don't see Chad Pipkens really chasing the largemouth. He's probably going to focus on the smallies. So if you're confident the smallies are going to be strong in this event, Chad Pipkens is probably a good pick. But on Lake Champlain, largemouth are just as much of a threat to win as smallies, maybe more so. whereas Thousand Island is probably 95+% chance that smallmouth are going to win that tournament. So, in looking at the weather, with all that rain, cool weather, overcast, low pressure, to me, that says largemouth bite more than a smallmouth bite. So, I look for guys that can probably do both or lean more largemouth in this event. Justin Lucas, the popular pick here. Obviously, he could be really strong as well. Andy Montgomery's a pretty strong largemouth fisherman. Getting on a chatterbait bite, I think he could do well. There's a lot of guys that Cliff Crochet. I almost picked him. He doesn't really have any tournament experience here, but if there's a frog bite, he's probably going to get on it. He loves to frog and flip, and he could definitely get down into Thai or up into Mississauga and get on a really strong bite. Bucket C. JVD is the really popular pick here, but his average finish in 2 events is like 150th, so he's not had really great tournaments here. So not to say he can't catch him and wouldn't figure him out, but that's a little bit troublesome in my book. Elton Jones had a really good 3rd place finish in a Bass Open event. Skeet Reese has fished a couple events here, done really well. Matt Lee, Dean Rojas, Brock Mosley has done well here, and he finished, 2nd in the last event on Thousand Islands. So that's something to consider. He's got momentum on his side, gave KVD a run. But I like Stephen Kennedy. He's fished 9 events here with an average place finish of 40th, but he's got a lot of quality finishes, and I think he's going to focus on the largemouth, and I expect him to do really well. Obviously, Tim Horton won here once, but the times he didn't win, he didn't do so well. He's definitely kind of a swing for the fences kind of guy, going to fish offshore for him. Other guys to look at, Height, Avina, all could be good picks. There's a lot of talent in Bucket C that could do well in this. I could see Lester getting on a good frog bite. So all good options. Moving on to Bucket B, Iconelli is stealing the show from a percentage standpoint, but his average finish here in 10 events is about 40th. There's the guys that have consistently done a lot better than Iconelli. Not saying he won't do well, but I like a guy like Dave Lefebre that has a ton of experience on these waters. Fished 18 events with an average finish in the 20s. So I think he's a pretty safe pick. He did well last week. We're in his area, in his neck of the woods. I expect him to do pretty well. Seth Feider could be a good pick. He finished 26th in his last Open in August 2014 here. Mark Daniels, Aaron Martins, Alton Jones, all good picks for this bucket. Surprisingly, Randall Tharp has not done great here. You'd think this would fit his style of fishing, but hasn't really worked out that way. But hey, guys like Jacob Rosnick and Randall Tharp could definitely show up big in any one of these events. Lastly, Bucket A. Lot of very good anglers in this bucket. Kevin Van Dam won the last event. Never want to count him out. He's fished 4 recent events here with an average place finish of 47. His last event was a Bass Open in September 2016 where he finished 110th. So not real great, but I guess that was kind of the season he was a little bit. I guess that was just last year. So, maybe he was really swinging for the fences, just trying to win it. Wasn't really caring about points or a check. But he's probably going to be lured into those smallmouth. And I think that there's a good chance the largemouth are going to play strong here. Cliff Pace had a 5th place finish in his last tournament here. Todd Faircloth, 2 events, averaging about 12th place. Jamie Hartman has fished 6 events here with a lot of strong finishes. Jason Williamson, Jason Christie, Edwin Evers, all solid picks. There's just, almost everybody in Bucket A has some really strong finishes, including Jacob Wheeler on this bucket. Greg Hackney could do well here. But I'm going to go with the percentage play here. I'm going to take Jordan Lee. He has fished 1 event here. I believe it was an Open, and he's got 2 events here, both Opens, and his average finish is 5th place. So I think he's fishing great this year. I expect him to do really well in this tournament, and I'm looking for a little bit of a percentage play because he's way down at 1.1%. He's 8th in the Angler of the Year, or or 8th in the fantasy ranks here. So I expect him to be right there. Jamie Hartman, there's so many good picks, but I'm going to take a flyer on Jordan Lee and hope to make up a ton of ground this tournament. So there's my picks this week. Jordan Lee, Dave Lefebre, Stephen Kennedy, Koby Krieger, and Chad Grigsby. Got a mix of highly owned and lesser owned anglers here, so I'm expecting to hopefully make a big push this week. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win, what the winning weight is. I got 77 pounds here, and what your lineup looks like. Let me know what you think of the show, and comment, subscribe, like, and thanks for tuning in.